Every day, the world wakes up to you. Millions of people are getting ready for you.
Everything, they say we should give thanks to. So I would like for us all to say our individual prayers. Amen. Alright, so we'll start with introduction. From our side, I'd like to call the Human Resource Manager, this is Veronica Williams, to introduce to our guests, management staff we have in our midst. Mrs. Williams.
Dr. Walton GILPIN. We have Deputy Managing Director, Mr. Emmanuel Bobo. Next to him is we have a newly promoted Director of Corporate. Just Millicent Cole. Next to her is our head of IT, Mr. Alaji Diwali. Next to him, we have our risk management director, Mr. Morrison Ponte. And next to him is our head of operations, Mr. Alikali Kamara. Next to him, we have our head of compliance, Ms. Jennifer Jonah, and right there we have director of finance, Mr. Abasi Thomas, and we have our legal officer, Karina, and next to her we have Mr. Baitude. He's the head of admin. Well, so far here at the top on the country. Absolutely. Mr. Majid. He is our business development director, Mr. Abdulrahman Majid. The rest are members of management.
Alright, thank you very much, Mrs. Williams, for that introduction. In our midst also we have two senior citizens from Nigeria who are here to present an award to a distinguished managing director. We have King Richard, who is head of editorial and content development, African Leadership Organization. Next to him we have Samuel Moses Laiku, Business Development Manager, African Leadership Organization.
It's a pleasure for me to
Alright, so welcome you to Sierra Leone. I know your visit is short, but I hope you've had quite some interesting experience. I was told yesterday you are taken around to see nightlife of Freetown. I know it's not much, but your next visit probably will do something better. I want to welcome you to Sierra Leone, and at this juncture, I would like for management to know that you are here to present an award to our managing director. It is no secret, to the entire house, what he has been doing for the bank, for the country as a whole. So you singling him out of the rest is no mistake. But for the benefit of others that are here that do not have an in-depth of what you're here to do, I would like for them to hear it from the horse's mouth. So you would like to tell us what you're here for and how you came about selecting a managing director.
I'd like to stand. Okay. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be among the esteemed individuals. I'm fellow Africans, and I'm really happy to be here. My name once again is King Richard, you know, and I head the editorial department. I want to say we are very happy to be among the #1 financial man in Sierra Leone. We are very, very happy. The entirety of this of the country is the one chosen, and it was not chosen by an individual or by a few people, but various layers of stages we are taking, and 25. In Africa alone, we have about more than 50 countries, but singling 25 individuals out, that means some countries do not even get representation. So it is not a mean feat at all. However, let us talk about African Leadership Organization just a bit. So I'll read something I pen out here. African Leadership Organization is a pan-African organization with headquarters in Portsmouth, the United Kingdom. The organization came into being in 2008 with the core purpose of promoting Afrocentric content. It's important Africans talk about Africa. We don't leave it to the Western media. We don't leave it to outsiders to talk about Africa. So which is the purpose why this organization came to be, to talk about the good things coming out from Africa. So we promote Afrocentric contents and bringing out the best of Africa to the rest of the world. The African story must be told correctly and in the African way. Our mission is to promote African dignity and opportunities, and we plan to be the best in doing this. We have several outlets through which we put Africa in the positive limelight. These outlets, among others, include organizing trainings, because people do what they do because they don't know how best to do it. So we organize trainings to ensure that Africans know what to do, not just according to the local standard, but internationally acceptable standards, which is the reason why we organize trainings. And beside the trainings, we print magazines where we document things coming out of Africa, for the rest of the world to read and consume. And we offer awards also to people who distinguish themselves. And one of the reasons why we are here is to, offer such award for a distinguished individual. There are Africans who have become torchbearers. So these awards are given to them so that others can learn from them and strive to be like them. When we have 10 individuals, 15 individuals coming out from Sierra Leone, with awards, not just local awards, but internationally recognized awards, you know that they must have done something good. So that's why we offer awards, so that others can see and learn. And when we have more Africans receiving this award, that means better story to be told of Africa. Now, our mode of choosing winners in our award category is a bit tedious. At times it takes a year for us to come up with a list. But we choose from the best in Africa. What we do when choosing this, when picking the best, is that a list is compiled following a merit-based selection and a rigorous review process of a two-step point-based selection process that includes nomination by a global pool of writers. You might think that, what I'm doing, nobody is seeing me. No, someone is seeing. A journalist is writing. Social media, we have the social media. Somebody must have, so you have done this wrong. Another person will say, no, you've done this rightly. So our pool of writers come up with these nominations, and then after that we have nominations in various categories. We have the finance, we have the engineering, we have various categories. We have even the corporate governance, we have the politicals and leaders. So depending on the category, after the nomination, then we take a step forward now using a supporting evidence in the voting consideration in our final decision to decide those who emerge on the listing. Now afterward, a complete list is unveiled during an African leaders meeting. A complete list is unveiled. Earlier this year, April, there was a meeting of the best in African financial leaders on the sideline of the World Bank Group and International Monetary Fund 2023 meeting in Washington, D.C., USA, for the best 25 African financial leaders. It was at this meeting that the MD was unveiled as one of the best 25 financial leaders in Africa. So I'd like to say right here, congratulations, sir, and congratulations to the members of the team. And later on again this year, there will be another meeting, which is about 2 months away from now. The best of Africa when it comes to corporate governance and political leadership will also be recognized in the UK. This one will be done in the House of Law. So it's a continuous thing. We don't waste on our hearts. It's a continuous. We've done that of the financial people, and then we go to corporate governance and then political leadership. Our call as an organization is for Africans and indeed the rest of the world to team up and work assiduously for the progress of the African continent and its people. We need to promote good corporate and political governance everywhere. You and I must tell the African story the African way. We cannot sit back for a Caucasian, for an Asian, for someone else to tell us how Africa should be. We must tell the African story. We must promote ourselves, which is what African Leadership Organization stands for. I want to say once more congratulations to what our MD has gotten, and I would like to invite my colleague here to go ahead with the rest part of the speech. Thank you.
So as time of existing protocol, I want to recognize first, MD has not just been a leader who celebrating the rocket and ceremony. He's also been a mentor. He's hearing this for the first time. I saw some persons who were here in Liberia, and then when an MD take his phone and begin to call you, my people are complaining. You have to go extra mile so that I don't have issue with you. That is the heart of a leader. For him, payment has been made, whether they complain or not, is not an issue. Just do the training and come back. But he personally told me, you don't want me to have issue with you till they're fine. And I think I went extra mile, some money went inside to make them, even though the HR said I didn't do well. But I just needed to buttress this, because we are not just celebrating a personality, we're celebrating a leader who have actually carried everybody along. I know we had training in Dubai. He sent a couple of persons to training is something at his heart. He's somebody who believes in people that want to develop them. I want to see you have a good leader here, and I'm sure the goodness coming from him is because you are there supporting. I want to say well done to Rocker team. It's a wonderful team. It's a great thing. History we told that there are teams supporting him. So on the basis of that, I want to stand in this shoe that is big, but by privilege for leadership. Dr. Ken was supposed to present it just like I told him, but we're here on his behalf. Now, this is not just an award, it's a listing that we have had. There were editors within and outside that look at some criteria. Part of what they look at is contribution to socio-economic development, people development, and how they're able to bring more dividend or profit to the nation, as accountability is not thrown out. They look at this criteria and then they come up with a listing. And after they made that listing, we also have in that team some financial experts. Of course, you know, we are not financial people, we are media people. And then we also do PR. So we have this team coming together and they come up with a list. And you are here, when you want to recruit, you know, when you say you shortlist, there are a lot of names before you string down to get the numbers you want. So I don't know how many people, because I was not part of it. I know when the listing was unveiled, I was told that he made a list, you know, and they streamed it down to 25. Among these people who make the list, additional was part of them. The Minister of Finance Ethiopia, Minister of Finance Liberia, Minister of Finance Madagascar, all of them. And one interesting thing is that there are only 3 CEOs that made the list. First CEO is one of them. First Bank CEO is one of them. Then CRDB Bank is one of them. So these are the 3 CEOs. The rest are just central bank governors and ministers. So I think it's a plus. And then the editor just reminded me, do we have anybody from Sierra Leone? It didn't occur to me. It was when we were having that conversation. He said, no, he's the only one. He said, Maine is the #1 in Sierra Leone. I think it's something that ordinarily will have sent this certificate to him. But because of the weight it carries, if we are saying in 54 countries, if I'm not mistaken, in Africa, and then we'll have just 25, which of course I know he's not a central bank governor, he's not a minister in March, then it carries weight. And that's why the UK office said we must come personally to present this to him. It's something that we want to continue discussion from here. A lot of people are looking up to him, and I know he has not failed. For the past year we've been with him, we've been seeing progress upon progress. So once again I want to say congratulations. Based on that, I want to invite the editor who will jointly present this. So the media, you captured it very well, because to us, we are fulfilling the African dream. Something is really needed, you know. So before the presentation, I want to read what is here. Dr. EKUNDAYO, GILPIN, Managing Director, Local Commercial Bank, Freetown, Sierra Leone, presented this day in recognition of your outstanding achievements and contributions to African socio-economic development during the African Finance Leaders Networking Cocktail, which was held on April 13, 2023 at the National Press Club, Washington, D.C., USA. I know he was not there, but for those who are there, were presented, and also some ministers were also going country by country to make the presentation. So, there's the camera. So on behalf of African Leadership Organization UK, we present you to introduce just like a very for your outstanding contribution to economic development and living the African dream.
Meaning I buy them. And you have revealed today that from a gathering that I was not present, I had no knowledge of, looking around the whole of Africa, 54 countries, you found out that in the list of governors, ministers of finance, you only have 3 CEOs and 1 Sierra Leonean, that is me. And this came from the diligence that was done by your team and members of this network. So for that again, I want to say thank you for recognizing the work done in Sierra Leone. Thank you for recognizing the work done in the Little Africa Commercial Bank. And thank you also for recognizing the decision of His Excellency the President to allow me to carry out this work in Sierra Leone for the people of Sierra Leone and also for the people of Africa. I want to further thank the team that stands behind me, Rocket Commercial Bank. Most people in this room help us to push this mantle together, help us to bring out the vision, help us to bring out the ideas, help us to be resilient, determined, dogmatic, purpose, and most of all, to have a realism in believing in what we're doing. We've not got to where we want to be yet. We're still on the way there. And as we go along the journey and you recognize us, We owe you a lot. We owe you a lot to be able to continue working harder, doing better, to make you proud, and also to be in the circle of the elite. And you have to say, yes, our decision was right. So we're in the circle of the elite. A few years back, I was awarded the Commander of the Order of the Rokel, one of the highest honors in Sierra Leone, and people marvel at the decision of His Excellency. Well, by bringing this to us in Sierra Leone, you're making the whole world know that His Excellency made the right decision, and that we continue not only to serve Sierra Leone, but to serve Africa. Honorable Commercial Bank has risen like a phoenix, rising from the funeral pyre, flying higher and higher and higher, like an eagle that rides above the current. The stronger the current gets, the higher the eagle goes, but it gets to a level where it is above the current. So we continue to rise up. We believe we can rise higher. We believe that with your recognition, we continue to be sanded out to the wider world. And indeed, you mentioned another event is coming up sometime, about 2 months from now. I believe that will be another opportunity to showcase the good work we're doing, another opportunity to be not only recognized as Africans, as Sierra Leoneans, but as Africans. And I also want to thank the ALM for the good work they're doing in 2008, and for sustaining this work, sustaining this journey, and for making people who otherwise may not have been heard about. And as you do this, you give us more incentive, more motivation to continue working harder. May the Almighty bless you. May the Almighty bless us all. And indeed, I give glory to God for this. Thank you.
And I would like for the newly promoted female director, first female director.
Good afternoon, everybody. I feel honored to be called upon to go to France this afternoon. And I've been listening to the citation and the process of this award. It throws my mind back to almost a year ago when I had to represent the managing director in England to receive an award from the European Business Assembly in Oxford. Oxford is a city in England renowned for education. And he was singled out. I think he was the third, one of 3 Africans to be recognized by the European Business Assembly. I was in that hall and I sent him a message. I said, MD, I'm receiving this on your behalf. But honestly, I wish he could have been here to witness the pomp and pageantry of that assembly that day. For you to choose our managing director for this listing and this award, you've not made the wrong choice. You made the right choice. Imagine, all of us know the story of the Titanic, a very big ship, and we all, know the end of the Titanic. You have recognized a leader who took over the captainship of the Titanic at the point when the Titanic was going down. He took over the leadership at the point when even the people who were in the ship were leaving. He took it over. There was no hope for the ship at that point in time, but he took over. And with his distinguished and outstanding leadership, today that Titanic was rescued. And it is still sailing in the high seas. Thank you very much, for leaving your busy schedule in England to come and present this award. This is well worth it. He has worked very hard in the industry. He has worked very hard to change the face of local commercial bank and to change the face of banking in Sierra Leone. Today, many other banks are emulating us. They are watching us. They are watching what we are doing. They are copying, and some of them are a bit scared what is happening. But we thank God for his leadership. We thank God for his strength, his resilience, and we thank God for his push and the love he has for this bank, to see that this bank goes higher. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you to everyone who put in their time and effort. And we want to assure you that this will not make Dr. Walton Ekundayo GILPIN, rest on his oars. Is somebody, I doubt whether he sleeps at night. He's always thinking about, ways and means to get local commercial bank to the top. So I mean, I'm sure this is going to give him more push. And I'm sure, again and again, when you think of recognizing Africans, you'll always think of Dr. Ekundayo Walton GILPIN. A very big thank you to all members of management and members of staff of Local Commercial Bank who have witnessed this occasion, and also to press and media people. Thank you very much for making time out to be here. We appreciate your efforts, and we assure you that to the media people, again and again and again, you'll be called upon to witness the story of Local Commercial Bank. Thank you very much.
We do have cutting down to this certification ceremony. Thank you all once again for coming.
Sorry, we forgot something. Part of our, we hope that very soon he's going to be featured in the front of the magazine. We just want to leave this so that they talk the here. The best you can do at this stage is to leave a statement that after you've gone, others will learn. Success that is not documented is already a failure. So we hope that one day we'll document this achievement for posterity purpose. And that is what we stand. There are a lot of story history we've read that motivate us. Great leaders that come before the trade, after the slave trade, and after independence of each country, liberation of Africa, that we are drawing strength for. We hope that one day we'll be able to document these instances, and then it will be at the library of Rocket Commercial, so that anytime any CEO is coming, we'll be able to build from your legacy. So on behalf of African leadership, it's supposed to be jointly, but I was also overwhelmed because the speech also was motivated. So this is editor. I should allow you to do this one.
travel expenses, utility bills, trade, and commerce. If we all have wishes, then what is your financial transaction wish?
I'd like to have a choice.
I'd like convenience.
I'd like to pay for goods and services on the go.
I'd like to pay utility bills on the go. Out of credit and data, buy some mobile top-up, still on my phone. Oops, lights out, I'll buy some ETSA, still on my phone.
I would like to make payment from my account to another account through my mobile phone.
As a CEO of a company, I would like my staff to receive their salaries through bulk e-payment without the risk of transporting cash.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCorp does it all.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCorp. Think of it as
Money when you're close to home and when you're away from home for unexpected expenses, and money for those times when cash fails.
If you can dream it, you can become it. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCorp is all you need.